All right, welcome everybody to today's webinar, the Recurring Revenue Playbook. Discover the simple, foolproof process to grow recurring revenue for your web design firm or marketing agency. My name is Riley McLaughlin, and I will be your webinar host for today. And I'm also joined by Michael Chinchuli, our Account Success Manager. But before I pass it off to Mike, I'm going to run through some quick housekeeping. All right, so this presentation does come with a spreadsheet, and this is a pretty big spreadsheet. There's a few different tabs. Mike is going to walk through exactly how to use this, but this is free with your attendance today. So I'm going to go ahead and drop the link for that spreadsheet in the chat. And we can take a look at that spreadsheet real quick, Mike.
Awesome.
Just a demo, yeah, because this is the master spreadsheet. So you're not going to actually be able to edit this one. But when you open that link, what you'll do is go up to File in the top left and click on Make a Copy. And then you can rename it, whatever you'd like to, save it where you want in your Google Drive, and then you'll have your own version of the spreadsheet that you can then edit. All right, we will be taking questions. So if you have any questions during the webinar, please put those in the chat. And just to make sure everyone has access to that, if you can go ahead and go to the chat and enter in how many Main Street ROI trainings you've attended so far. And I'm going to go to the chat right now just to make sure we're getting some responses. All right, looks good. And yes, we are recording. So what's going to happen is tomorrow morning, you're going to get an email. That email is going to have a link to both this webinar recording and also to the spreadsheet that's linked in the slides. And you'll also get a copy of the slides as well. So, don't feel like you have to take a bunch of notes very quickly during the presentation. You're going to get a copy of everything. All right, next slide. Cool, so what we're going to cover today, the #1 threat facing too many agencies, the top 4 recurring revenue options, common partner pain points, who to sell to and how for quick wins, our 4-step partner growth process, how to deliver exceptional service, why and how to adjust your existing sales process, how we can help, and then we'll move into the live Q&A. And with that, I'm going to pass it off to Mike.
Awesome. Hello, everyone. I am Mike. Some of you may know me already. I am the Account Success Manager at Main Street ROI. I help run operations for some of our largest agency partners. I help new and existing partners grow their client base by adding additional service offerings. And I also help many of our partners with account management. And I'm very proud to announce that this is my 10th year at Main Street ROI. Without further ado, we're going to get straight into this. And the first thing we're going to be taking a look at is the #1 threat to your agency. And I actually see this with a lot of agency owners and new partners when I'm speaking with them. They fall into this feast and famine cycle. If you're unfamiliar with it, the feast and famine cycle is a roller coaster like pattern where that agencies fall into, where they alternate between periods of too much work, known as the feast, and not enough work, known as the famine. So you can see here on my screen, it starts off with you focusing more on sales and less focused on delivery. So then sales increase, at which point you have to fulfill on that work. So you focus on delivering and less focusing on sales. That starts to drop as sales decrease as you complete a lot of that work. And then you get into this cycle of having to go up and down. Now, this leads to inconsistent lead flow from erratic marketing, as maybe you're not marketing as much when you're trying to fulfill on that work. It creates a lose-lose situation as well, because clients aren't very happy maybe with the quality of the service. You're not happy with the volume of sales because your focus is being split. And it can be really high stress as well. Starting over every month, praying that you're able to make payroll. And it creates a lower valuation as well for your agency and less exit options because buyers don't really want to buy a company that doesn't have predictable revenue. So what's the root cause of this? Really the biggest root cause here is only selling projects. Projects can be good, but it's not good to rely on them. The solution to fixing this is recurring revenue services. What they'll allow you to do is confidently predict revenue for future months, and it eliminates the stress of making payroll. And again, this is something that I really see quite often when I'm first speaking with agency partners, where they get into this cycle of selling projects, and they have to stop their sales efforts. They have to fulfill on those projects. The project's complete, and then they have to start the cycle all over again. And even when communicating with them, it's very hectic. As they feel like they're scrambling all of the time. So I've actually got a good case study here that falls into this, and this is one of the first times that I started working with agency partners at my time here at Main Street ROI. There was a web design agency that came to us, and they were only selling website projects, and they were looking for ways to grow and avoid this feast and famine cycle that they were in. So we started working together in 2019 and helped them add recurring revenue services to their clients. The results are below, and in 2019, they had about $28,500 in annual revenue, or about 2,375 per month. And by 2022, we were able to help them increase that to nearly 180,000. A year later in 2023, the agency owner was actually able to successfully sell their agency. And I still hear from him time to time as he's on the golf course and enjoying life. But you say to me, great, just sell recurring revenue. But what exactly should you be selling? How do you sell it? And how do you fulfill on it? So we're going to take a look at these right now. The top four recurring revenue services to sell. So these are ranked by demand, based on both what we see from direct clients and what I see from, partners going out and selling as well. SEO is unbelievably popular. There's a lot of natural demand for it, and some of your clients might already be asking for it. SEO is really great because it builds a fantastic foundation for a website. Um, Paid search is also really cool. Google Ads. It's a great option for many businesses, but they will need an ads budget. So it can be a little bit pricier. Organic social media is also fantastic. It's a natural add-on to SEO. And when we work on, with clients for both SEO and organic social media, we're really able to make both of those efforts collaborate and work together. And finally, paid social is also a really good option. Facebook ads is fantastic for B2C businesses, and LinkedIn ads has been really great for B2B businesses. And again, this is a really good option, but clients will need an ads budget. But what's fantastic about Facebook and LinkedIn ads, you can also target their customers. So it's a really, really cool service offering. One thing I wanted to cover is common partner pain points. So over my years of working at Main Street ROI, and I've been working with partners for, gosh, about 6 or 7 years now. Um, I've heard a lot of very similar pain points, and this is something that I wanted to include in this presentation because some of these actually might resonate with you. One of the first things that I hear a lot is limited capacity due to being solo or having a smaller team. So, maybe you're a single agency owner and you're doing the sales, you're doing the work fulfillment. It can be really hectic trying to manage all of that across the board. So obviously many of our partners struggle to keep up with the workload. And one of the main reasons they fall into that feast and famine cycle as well. No, one of the second reasons is being overwhelmed simply by too many clients and not enough capacity to fulfill on that work. So they might even have a team, but they just have far too many clients to actually fulfill on that work in a meaningful way. And it creates a situation where they're delivering inconsistent results to their clients. They're not able to meet client expectations, and they themselves or their team might actually start suffering from burnout. Another issue that I come across, or pain point that I hear from partners, is lack of expertise in specific areas. One of the most common ones is we do work with a lot of web design agencies, so they really know how to build a website and how to design a website, but they might not actually be familiar with some of the more fundamentals of SEO, or social media or advertising may just be out of their wheelhouse. So some partners just simply struggle selling those other services, or taking them on or fulfilling on them because they just don't feel like they're an expert in that field. Um, Some other issues that we come across or some other pain points are desire to reduce some personal involvement in fulfilling certain services. We have a partner of ours that's actually pretty good across the board. She's got a fantastic understanding about all of these services, and if she wanted to, she and her agency really could fulfill on some of these. But certain services don't, they don't really feel that passionate about. They love web design and they're really into social media, but they just aren't that into fulfilling on SEO work, even though they can. It's not something they really want to do at their agency. Another pain point is struggling to demonstrate measurable results for specific services. And this could be, maybe they do offer all of these things, but they're just not able to make progress in one of them or show clients results in a certain area. And it doesn't necessarily have to be just specific services either, but maybe certain industries as well. Um, I often see with some partners, maybe in a specific specific industry, they may offer, say, Google Ads, but in a specific industry, they're having a hard time showing results, and they'll come to us and ask for assistance. Take a look at what they're doing, and if there's any way we're able to help them kind of take that over. And finally, just uninterested in offering services outside of their core focus. So, they do web design, they don't want to offer anything else, but they are hearing from their clients that, their clients are interested in these other services and they want to help them out, but they're just not interested in actually fulfilling on it themselves. So maybe some of these pain points resonated with you. We're going to cover today, some ways we would actually be able to help you with these pain points as well. So the next thing I want to touch on here is who to sell to for some quick wins. So we typically handle this and communicate this with partners as taking a two-phase sales approach. The first phase is selling to your existing and past clients. The reason we recommend starting with this is because one of the hardest things, especially in sales, is building trust and building a relationship. If you're selling to people that are either your existing clients, maybe selling them on new services, or past clients, people that you already have a relationship with, it makes that process a lot easier. Both with regards to reaching out to them, they may already know you, they already trust you. Perhaps you've already built a website for them and they really like it. It makes that conversation about selling other services and discussing other ways that you can help them a lot easier. The second phase approach is incorporating all of this into your current proposal process so that you're able to sell recurring revenue services on the front end. For example, let's say you build a lot of websites, your web design agency. From the beginning, incorporating SEO or social media or advertising into your proposals, even if the client's not totally ready yet, just starting that conversation earlier in the process. So we're going to cover our four-step partner growth process that we go through to help partners grow their agencies. Now, the four-step process is broken into step one, which is reviewing and finalizing packages for your new and existing clients, figuring out what services they would most be interested in, what price points they're willing to, pay or that they're able to digest, and what specific, deliverables under those services they're most interested in. For example, with SEO, do they need, are they interested in more content? Are they interested in more technical assistance? The second step is creating branded proposals and eventually case studies as well. Just so you can go out and you can, confidently sell services in a really neat and buttoned up manner. The third step is providing sales assistance. We are able to step in and help our agency partners in their sales process, whether that means from a discovery phase to actually getting on the calls and going through a proposal with them and speaking to strategy and actually how we fulfill on these specific services. And then last but not least, once partners are onboarded and once we start working with partners and have active clients, we provide project and account management support. We're able to meet with our partners on a regular basis so they're always in the loop, they know what's going on, have full transparency, and are able to communicate directly with their clients on what is being done. And we're also able to step in and help with that as well. There are many partners of ours that we communicate directly with their clients, either as Main Street ROI or in a completely white label fashion, just to be able to take that burden off of their plates. So the first one here is reviewing and finalizing packages. Now, over the years, we've gone, all over the place as we're trying to figure out what is the easiest way to help partners. And over the years, we have heard from partners that they find it much easier to sell packages. What that does is rather than just completely custom proposals, they're able to feel comfortable speaking to specific packages or specific tiers, and they speak more confidently on sales calls about them, and then start to understand the services a lot more. So what we typically do is we identify which marketing services make the most sense for either existing or prospective clients. We review them, confirm which packages and which budgets and needs match those clients best. We may determine, though, eventually, in certain instances, that we need to design custom packages for certain scenarios. And we can do that. We work together and prepare custom packages as needed, as well as creating just completely custom SEO proposals. If there's a completely unique use case that a client comes, to our partners with, we're able to sit down with our partners, think through what work needs to be done, and create a completely custom proposal if needed. This is the first link that I want to take a look at. And it's a document that outlines the services that we offer, some example packages, as well as just some example price points, and some markup. So this is the first document that we'll click into. It goes through each of our different services, our core services that are most popular. Those include SEO, paid search, such as Google Ads, social ads, and social media. So first up here is SEO. There's a lot of good information about what sort of work we do in our SEO, the deliverables and explanations about how we execute on those deliverables, such as SEO audits, our tune-up projects, our local SEO, content development, how we do link building, what's included in reporting. And then as you scroll through this, you'll see that we have different tiers and different packages for different services. So first up is SEO. We've got anything from economy all the way to premium. And then if you scroll down, it'll go into and show what sort of deliverables are included in each of these packages. The frequency of content development and link building. And then at the bottom of each of these tiers, you'll actually see what our fulfillment cost would be and what we recommend partners to sell at. Now, again, this is just an example. In this document, we're showing about a 30% markup. So for this first tier of SEO, our partners would sell about this package at about $715, and we would collect about $550 to fulfill on the work. Now, we do have partners all over the place. 30% is really a nice middle ground, but we have partners that have about a 20% markup, and we have some partners that are 50, 60, 70%. It all depends on the sort of clientele, the sort of industries they're focusing on, and honestly, what part of the country or the world that they're located in. Some of our partners, maybe in the San Francisco area, are able to charge higher fees versus areas and partners of ours in more rural areas or places such as maybe upstate New York. As we scroll on down, you'll see that we have some add-on projects as well, whether that's content enhancements to do a whole bunch of content for service pages all at once just to boost their website if it's really anemic with regards to content. We also offer website tune-up projects where we do a whole bunch of work at once to button up a website, correct some technical issues identified, and build a good foundation all in about 2 to 3 weeks. It's a really popular option that we get. As you scroll on down, you'll also see options for Google Ads. This includes all of the work from campaign build-outs to creating custom landing pages and setting up phone call tracking. This also covers our management fees, what things would look like on a monthly basis. If you scroll down a little bit further, you'll see that our management fees are based on ad spend, and they go up according, to certain ranges of ad spend. If we scroll on down, social media ads are also very similar with regards to our pricing and deliverables as well. And then below that, we have our social media services that range from tiers with more static posts, maybe 12 text or image posts a month, going all the way up to a package that offers video posts on multiple channels from Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, X, whatever it may be. And with these, again, these channels here are just some examples. We're able to work with a lot of different social media channels. Scrolling down a little bit further, we do have two options here for packages that are more relevant for B2C businesses or B2B businesses. And last but not least, we have some pricing information with regards to account management if we were to actually take over the client-facing account management for partners. So you can find this document also listed in the spreadsheet that you may have downloaded at the beginning of this webinar. On the very last tab, you'll find package and pricing information, and it's on row 2. So you can click into this and review all of that information. If you are ever able to get on a phone call with me, we would work through that and create a custom version for you where we look at the services and create the custom tiers that are necessary and needed to sell to clients in your that you're focusing on. All right, cool. The next thing we're going to be taking a look at is creating branded proposals. So obviously we offer a lot of custom, a lot of services, and we're able to create custom, packages for our partners. The next step is actually helping them put together branded proposals that match and align with those specific service offerings. So we actually have a really cool department here at Main Street ROI called the Lead Processing Center, also known internally as the LPC. And this department is dedicated to creating proposals for our partner agencies. If you ever are interested in working with us and you have a prospective client and you would like us to put together a proposal for you, all you have to do is email opportunity@mainstreetroi.com with as much information as you had regarding the prospective client, some notes maybe on the services that they're interested in. It could be SEO, advertising, multiple services. Our team will conduct a thorough analysis and prepare a detailed proposal that matches the custom tiers and price points that we put together that we just looked at a moment ago. So I'm going to take a look at now an example of an SEO branded proposal that we would put together for you. Now, this is one for a made-up website or business, widgetscorporation.com, and a made-up agency, Marketing Today, but this could be you. So this is an SEO proposal. It covers a brief SEO analysis and some recommendations. As you scroll through this proposal, you'll see it starts off with this initial analysis where we look at what we consider to be the 4 pillars of SEO. So this could be, the backlink profile, keyword positioning or rankings, website content, and frequency of blogging. In this analysis, we're checking how the clients or prospective clients' backlink profile compares to other top ranking websites in Google, how they're looking from a keyword perspective for some of the most priority keywords in their industry. We do a quick content analysis trying to make sure that they have all the relevant pages that they should have. Are there pages that they should create? And does the content on existing pages match what is needed to rank in Google? Is it sufficient in content? Does it include good keyword usage? And finally, blogging, which is what I like to consider the last frontier of content on a website. For example, there's only so much service page content you're going to build, but blogging is the last area where you can continually update the website with content and answer questions that people have on Google. Then after that, we go into our recommendations. In this example here, you'll see that we have all of the different SEO packages here from economy all the way to premium. But the difference here between this proposal and what we looked at earlier is it would actually show your fees right out of the gate. So when you receive this from us, you're able to immediately get on a call with a client and go through this, and it's client facing. We also have information in here about potential projects, and we would mark this document up with exactly what our recommendations are. So if we were to say recommend going with economy or basic, we would state that in this document. If we were to recommend starting with one of these projects as well, we would recommend that. Again, these projects are optional though. As we scroll on down, this is where you can see what our recommendations are. So in this example, we're recommending going with the standard package here. We're also recommending a website tune-up and a content enhancement. We showcase exactly what those fees are going to come out to in that initial month. and then what subsequent months are going to be at with that standard package. Now, the rest of this report or analysis can be completely customized. In this example, we do have our own terms. So we have credit card payment terms, monthly SEO payment terms, and our project payment plans. But I do work with our agency partners to put together a custom document. So each of our partners have their own template like this, that when a lead comes into the LPC, we utilize their template and all of their useful information is already in here. So their own terms, their own signature section, whatever they need. Now, partners of ours have said that this was a real game changer for them because while maybe they are able to speak to, some services, being able to take this burden off of their plate where they communicate, they meet a prospective client, they come straight to us, and that they know within 24 to 48 hours they're going to receive this back, and they can immediately get on a call and go through a thorough analysis and talk through some recommendations for whatever services. And we're able to offer these not just for SEO, but for Google advertising, Facebook advertising, LinkedIn, organic social media, whatever it might be. We put together very similar proposals. The next thing we're going to be taking a look at is how we're able to provide sales assistance. In addition to the lead processing center, we're also able to get on calls with our partners. So, a partner may handle a discovery call. They may invite us to join the discovery call. Either way, it eventually ends up with the LPC where they put together one of those proposals that you just saw. At which point, our partner typically, if they haven't already scheduled it yet, will schedule a call with the prospective client or an existing client to review the service proposal. And we are more than happy to join those calls, especially if one of our agency partners isn't really familiar with the service. Again, let's say you're a web design agency and you haven't really ever dabbled in social media before. You may not feel comfortable going through it, even if you have that analysis in front of you. Maybe you feel like you're reading straight from the document, or if fine, you're okay with the document, but the second somebody asks a question, you feel a little bit caught off guard. So we are more than happy to join those calls. We can handle it like a tag team effort. When you need us to speak, we can hop in and we can go through that and speak confidently to the services and be able to answer any questions that come our way as well. So one of the things that I want to talk about here is how we also handle just meetings and preparing for this with our partners. I meet with our partners either on a weekly, a bi-weekly, a monthly basis, as often as they would like, to kind of brainstorm as well and stay organized. Because one of the biggest things that I see, in addition to those pain points we covered earlier, is that a lot of our partners feel a little disjointed or not organized when it comes to their sales efforts. So that spreadsheet that you downloaded at the beginning of the presentation is what I actually want to take a look at next and kind of show you how we utilize that, how I utilize that with our partners, and even if you don't want to partner with us or you're not ready quite yet, how you can actually utilize that spreadsheet on your own time. So if we go over to this right now, you'll see this spreadsheet is broken up into 5 different tabs. The very first tab here is actually my favorite. It's very short and sweet, but it's what we call our agency revenue calculator. And you can use this both internally, or we use it with us to calculate, what your revenue can look like in the future with, concerted and consistent sales efforts. So on this tab, you can enter the number of clients you currently have, how many clients you tend to add maybe on a monthly basis, and what the average fees are paid by clients. And this neat little tab will just simply work out what your revenue will look like in a 6-month period, after 1 year, after 2 years, and after 3 years. So in this scenario, you can see if you have maybe around 10 clients right now and you add about 3 per month with about an average of $1,000 monthly budget, after 6 months, you could be at around $105,000 in revenue. But by year 3, you could be at $1.1 million in annual revenue. So I just kind of like this just to, kind of get the juices flowing, kind of figure out, where you are, roadmap, where you want to be. And it's just really nice just to keep on hand and coming in here and updating it over time as you gain more clients and as you get a feel for how many clients you may be selling to or adding on a monthly basis, you can see your growth change in real time. Now, the second tab is actually where we really start to get to work. So whether or not you use this by yourself, use this with me, or us as at Main Street ROI. This first tab is what we call our marketing list tab, or the client list tab. And this is where you can stay organized with existing clients or prospective clients and just sort of put into a matrix which services you would like to sell or you think are best fit for that specific business. So in this example here, you can see I've loaded this up with about 5 fake businesses. We've got Widgets Corporation, Bright Path Wellness, Summit Legal Group, Oak and Pine Interiors, and Rapid Fix Auto Repair. All different clients in different industries that we often work with. And what I do with partners is simply load this up with some prospective or existing clients, and we go column by column, taking a look at the businesses and seeing whether or not we think any services are a good fit for them. Some of the information that we include in here is maybe based on conversations or needs that we know from speaking with existing or prospective clients. So in this example, you can see for Widgets Corporation, we think SEO is a good fit. For Bright Path Wellness, we think Google Ads is a good fit. For Summit Legal Group, we think Facebook ads is a good fit. For Oak and Pine Interiors, LinkedIn ads is a good fit. And for Rapid Auto Fix Repair, we think both YouTube ads and social are a good fit. Now, we do have little drop downs here that cover, what stage we're at, whether or not we need to analyze them, if we think they're a good fit, they're not a good fit, or if it's just something that the partner wants to handle internally and doesn't really want to work with us on. Now, after filling this tab out and we've kind of organized which services we want to sell to prospective or existing clients, we then move over to the next tab, which we call the pre-sales call Recs list tab. In this tab, we list out the specific businesses and which services we want to put together recommendations for or analyses for. We have a column here if there's a specific date these are needed by, maybe a call's already scheduled, helps us just prioritize things better. We have a column here where we can include some additional information if necessary. We have a status column just to track the progress of the proposal or the recommendations. And then just simply a column where we list the recommendations and the proposals. So we have one central location where all of the proposals and analyses are put together, and you don't have to go fishing through, say, Google Drive or Dropbox, just all neatly here in one dashboard. Now, again, you guys may have downloaded this already at the beginning of the presentation utilizing the link that Riley sent over. In this document, while we looked at an example SEO analysis earlier, these are real links that you can also click into. So if you're also curious to see, say, what our organic Facebook or Instagram proposal looks like, you can click into that and see that here as well, where we'll cover everything from schedule recommendations and posting times to content recommendations, and hashtags that they should be targeting, demographic information, and then it of course goes into the pricing and tiers and our recommendations with regards to deliverables on a monthly basis. Now, the next tab here is something that I'm really proud of. I've put together over some time now email templates that can be utilized that we know have worked to contact people. So whether or not this is an existing client or this is a brand new prospective client, these are email templates that you can utilize to reach out to clients that speak to specific issues identified in our analyses. So for example, let's say we've done an SEO analysis and the prospective client or the existing client we've noticed has poor keyword visibility. They're not ranking well for some of the best high volume terms that they should be targeting. This template right here is the template that you would utilize, and you can send it out to the prospective or existing client. There's two rows here, one the existing client template and one for the prospective client. And to try to gauge their interest, tell them, hey, listen, we've taken a look at your website. We've noticed that it's not ranking well for some of the most high volume terms they should be targeting. We've put together a brief analysis and we'd love to get on a call to take a look at it with you. And we do have partners of ours that are using these templates and they're working very well. So whether or not you decide to work with us or just simply utilize this on your own time, I strongly recommend taking a look at these templates. Of course, you could tweak some of the language to make it sound a little bit more like yourself, but we are very proud of these. These have worked out quite well. And then the very last tab of the spreadsheet does have those example pricing tiers that we took a look at. All right, cool. The next thing we're going to take a look at here is how we're able to provide account management and project management support. So like I mentioned earlier, transparency is really important for us. So we meet with our partners on either a weekly, a bi-weekly, or a monthly basis to have what we call same page meetings. These are meetings where we go over with our partners exactly what we're working on, what we've worked on last month, what we're working on this month, anything that's pending review or approval, what does performance look like? If performance isn't looking great for whatever reason, our strategy to turn things around and recommendations. We may also include some recommendations for other services that we think would really benefit the client. I just want to briefly showcase what this looks like here. And I'm going to go to that right here. You can click into this as well. This will be available to you. Again, this covers what we've recently focused on, what's working from a performance perspective, opportunities to improve as well, maybe with regards to keyword positioning or from a backlink perspective. Um, Again, some suggestions, maybe considering Google Ads in this example, and then just some other items that we generally want to discuss. So we give our partners all of the information necessary so they can go ahead and speak with confidence to their clients. But again, we're able to provide this as well by helping our clients by speaking directly to them, our partner clients if they're interested. So while we have these same page meetings, so we're all on the same page, if necessary, we're also more than happy to hop on a call with our partners' clients and go through that same exact agenda. Talking to performance if our partners don't feel comfortable speaking about these specific services, going through our strategy and our recommendations. Just some small and important details about working with us or just in general. Our contract length, our templates proposals do include month-to-month terms. That's just simply how we tend to operate. However, as you get more confident, you can test locking clients into more of a 6 to 12-month contracts. But when you are getting started, we do recommend being a little bit more month-to-month. It makes things, I think, a little bit more digestible for prospective clients as well, and gives them a little bit more confidence. They don't feel locked in as much. With regards to payment terms, we strongly recommend payment upfront versus post pay to avoid any time wasting or energy on accounts receivable trying to chase down payments. And then with regards to payment processing, we strongly recommend requiring credit cards. That you have obviously permission to charge every month unless you get a cancellation notice. We typically require a 30-day cancellation notice. If you follow these three things, it just makes billing and handling payments a lot easier. All right, so the next thing I want to cover here is how to deliver exceptional service. So we have two options for fulfillment here to discuss. Obviously, one is doing it yourself in-house if you have the resources and the expertise. If something's in your wheelhouse, you're passionate about it, you have the ability and the capacity to fulfill on it, you can do it yourself in-house. The other option is working with an agency that has a proven process to fulfill on specific services. So if you do want to work with an agency partner, some of the things that you'll really want in that partner are transparency. What is that agency and that partner doing exactly every single month? Some agencies act like black boxes, and that doesn't really work for partners because that makes it really difficult to communicate openly with your clients. I hear that a lot of the time when prospective clients or partners, I should say, start working with us. They maybe have already just been working with another agency partner, but they had a hard time communicating to their clients what was even being done on a monthly basis, and that creates a really stressful situation where the client might be quite angry with the agency because they don't know what's happening, and the agency themselves doesn't know because the partner that they're working with isn't communicating openly with them. You'll also want fast response times. When clients are breathing down your neck or there's something urgent or something really important that needs to be communicated, you want to be able to work with an agency partner that is available for phone calls, available via email in a responsive and timely manner so you can communicate as promptly and as quickly as possible with your client. And you also obviously want to work with an agency that has a track record of successful partnerships. When this presentation goes out, there's a link here you'll be able to click into to listen to some of our video testimonials. We also have some written ones at the end of this presentation. And also some other very important things that are of high value, robust reporting platforms. We offer live reporting dashboards that our partners and our partner clients are able to log into and see performance in real time. For example, with an SEO client, our partners and our partner clients are able to log in. They can see how current keyword positioning looks, how organic traffic looks, how their Google business profile is performing, what their backlink profile looks like, just so they can always have a sense of how the services are performing, and how their website's performing. You also want a process for weekly, biweekly, or monthly agency updates. This is where you'll get an update on all of your accounts, just so you're always in the loop. And again, there's just that full transparency so you can communicate with your clients as best as possible. And then again, availability for client-facing emails and calls. So you're never caught, in a situation where you're not able to answer something promptly for your client. An example partner team, if you were to work with us, includes your partner account manager, someone like myself or other people at our team. This is your main point of contact that you can reach out to if you ever need anything. This is going to be your main point of contact that's on call for you, and that you also get on meetings with to get updates on your clients. Each account is given a strategist as well. This is the expert in a specific service. These strategists will handle what's going to be fulfilled on a monthly basis, the goals that we have, and exactly how we're going to accomplish those goals. They are also available for calls and reporting meetings as necessary, so they can also, in addition to the account manager, speak to specific services if needed. Especially if our partners don't feel comfortable speaking to specific services. We do have some partners of ours that maybe fulfill on some services, maybe say Google Ads, and we're handling the SEO for them. We'll all hop on a call together. They'll handle the Google Ads portion, and then we'll chime in on the SEO portion. Again, we're able to handle this completely white labeled. And then last but not least, billing. There's a billing person on the team that you'll be able to communicate with. This person can help answer any of your billing questions. If you ever need to pause an account or start an account up again, you're able to communicate directly with them. While we are typically month to month and require a 30-day notice with our direct clients, from a partner perspective, if you're not getting paid or if you need to stop work, you let us know, and we'll stop the work. Now, the next thing I want to discuss quickly is adjusting your sales process. So modifying your proposals and trying to upsell quarterly. So if you're able to modify your proposals to include an option for clients to say add monthly SEO, social media, or advertising right from the start, you're able to start that conversation much sooner. So even if the client isn't ready for one of these additional services, you've already started that conversation and it's not new to them. So 2, 3, 4, 5 months down the line, you're able to again start that conversation again and revisit, say, monthly SEO after you've maybe built one of their websites. And then every quarter, we recommend reviewing clients, both active and past clients, using our 4-step process to try to keep upselling. And this is one of the areas that I meet with our partners on a regular basis, and we take a look at their existing and their past clients and mark off who we want to contact and who's right for what services. Just to always keep that engine moving forward to try to keep increasing the recurring revenue services. So 4 ways that we're able to help you. One is by adding that recurring revenue without hiring. There was a small web design company that had no recurring revenue and limited bandwidth that we looked at earlier today. We were able to work with them to create custom packages and handle the fulfillment that grew their annual recurring revenue to 6 figures. And this is a partner testimonial from that agency owner, Justin. He said here, Main Street ROI has been an invaluable partner over the past 4 years. Their expertise, processes, and proactive team have been crucial in helping us expand our services and support our growing client base without the need to hire additional full-time staff. The collaboration has been a win-win for both my clients and his business, and I couldn't be more grateful for the great relationship we've built together. Another area that we're able to assist with is expanding your service offerings. So there was a PPC agency that wanted to start offering SEO services to their advertising clients to both better serve them and obviously generate some additional revenue growth. We were able to, again, develop packages and pricing for the services to match their clients' needs and budgets. We managed the fulfillment again, including the monthly reporting, and we joined some of this client calls as well, when the partner needed some extra assistance and support. This is a partner testimonial from Charles. He said, Main Street ROI has been an essential partner for Blastoff PPC over the past year. From small projects like web design and keyword research to major SEO efforts for larger websites, they've consistently delivered excellent results. As Blastoff PPC continues to grow, they're excited to keep partnering with Main Street ROI for all of their digital marketing needs. Another area we're able to help is obviously fixing bottlenecks to growth. So an agency came to us with a strong sales team, but had limited capacity to actually fulfill SEO, Google Ads, and Facebook ad services. So we developed packages and proposals for their sales team, and we even managed fulfillment behind the scenes, including the monthly reporting. So the partner just had to handle client communication, which they actually enjoyed the most in the whole process. Our partner was able to add over $200,000 in annual recurring revenue in just 2 years, allowing them to grow without having to take on any increased overhead costs since we handled all of the fulfillment. From his partner, Danny, he said, we've worked with the team at Main Street ROI for nearly a decade, and they are without a doubt our most trusted partner. Their expertise, strategic thinking, and ability to stay ahead of the industry trends have been invaluable, especially when working with our large law firm clients across the country. Whether it's Phil or Pete, they're always available, responsive, and full of creative, actionable ideas that truly drive results. It's been a great 10 years, and we're looking forward to the next 10. Thanks, Danny. And last but not least, replacing an existing partner. So there was a digital marketing agency that had 25 clients and was outsourcing monthly SEO and Google ad services to a third-party vendor. The agency owner was really unhappy though with the quality of the services from his current vendor, and was looking for a partner that could provide higher quality, more customized services and help them scale up. So we actually helped grow their revenue by 10 times. And this is one of the first partners that I started working with. So Robert here said that working with Main Street ROI as their fulfillment partner has not only allowed us to provide higher quality SEO services to our clients, but to also significantly expand our client base. And the variety of services that we offer to our clients, they also helped us integrate Google Ads campaign management as a service, and this provided us with a new revenue channel while adding value to the client's bottom line. Main Street ROI's team is knowledgeable, responsive, and flexible, and I highly recommend them as a referral/white label partner. I wish I had known about them 10 years ago. Thanks, Robert. So, would you like us to grow your agency's recurring revenue with you? The first question here is Main Street a good fit? So, we're a good fit if any of these statements are true. You have a list of existing and past clients. You have consistent flow of new clients each month, or you're working with another vendor but you're not happy. If you think any of these resonate with you and you are a good fit, please answer the poll to request a growth strategy session. Riley, I think you're going to put a poll in there.
Yeah, so I just launched the poll. So we'll give this another 20 or so seconds.
Awesome.
All right. I'm going to close the poll in a couple seconds, and there we go.
All right, cool. So if you're interested in a growth strategy session, I just wanted to let you know that I'm completely available. You can use this link here. Riley's going to put it in the chat as well. If you click this link, you're able to book a free 30-minute agency growth strategy session with me, where you'll be able to get some feedback on your revenue growth target, best growth opportunity, and obstacles that we can help you overcome. If you're interested, please put growth strategy session in the chat. I'm going to just simply click into this link briefly so you can see what to expect if you do click on it. So right here, you'll be brought to this page where you'll see a calendar. You can select the day you want to meet with me, select the time that works best for you. Once you click on this, you just have to put your name, your email. You can add some guests too if there's other members of your team you'd like to join, and then just some notes that you have. Feel free to add anything into the description field here. Book that meeting. It'll show up on my calendar. We'll hop on a call together and we'll talk through those specific items as well and get started with this journey for how we can help your agency. And I should say that is my favorite part about doing this job. I absolutely love meeting with partners, figuring out what their pain points are, and helping them turn things around and grow and get to the point where that they really want to get to. Whether that means you want to grow it to a certain point and sell, or you just want to grow it to create the largest agency that you can, we're here to help you with that. Fantastic. Well, that's everything. I really appreciate the time. I hope it was helpful, and I really look forward to getting on the call and speaking through a lot of these things with everybody. Um, I'm just want to open this up right now for any questions if anybody has.
Yeah, so thanks, Mike, for that presentation. I'm looking at the questions box right now. We don't have any questions just yet, so we're going to stay open for maybe another couple minutes. If you have any questions about, potentially becoming a partner or anything that Mike covered, now is a good time to ask those. And actually, Mike, if someone was interested in moving forward, what would it look like to actually partner with us in terms of an agreement? Can you talk a little bit about that?
Absolutely, yeah. We actually do have a partnership agreement that is really cool. It outlines what you can expect from us, both as an agency partner, just from a communication standpoint, as well as deliverables, our commitment. It also outlines what we expect from our agency partners, when working with us. If you were to get on a call with me, we would go through our partner agency growth agenda, at which point we'll take a look at the agreement together and go through all of it in there. But it is pretty thorough and it pretty much covers everything you should expect for working with Main Street.
Cool. Something else I was thinking about as you were giving your presentation. Sometimes I know we'll have potential partners that are a good fit, and it's not that they don't offer the same services that we do, but maybe they have an existing team and they need help with scaling. Basically, they have the clients, they have the work, but their internal team just needs a little help. What would a partnership arrangement look like with an agency like that?
For sure. So I typically hop on a call with our partners, and we talk through whatever that unique case might be, where they feel they're falling short, or where they're having capacity issues, whatever it might be. What holes they have in their agency, and how we're able to help plug them. I like to tell agency partners all the time, think of us as an extension of your team. So wherever you need us to really fill in that gap to make your agency more full, we're more than happy to do so. So whether that may be, content development, maybe, you're having a hard time fulfilling content, whether that's blogging or creating web page copy, whatever it might be. We hop on a call, we figure out what those pain points are, where we can fill ourselves in, and we do just that.
Perfect. So I'm putting my email in the chat. I'm not seeing any questions still, so if you do have a question after we close, you can just go ahead and send me an email or reply to the email that you got for the webinar. And yeah, I think with that we can close. So thanks everyone for attending, and thanks Mike so much for the presentation today. And we hope to see you on the next webinar.
Likewise, yes, thank you everyone. I really appreciate it, and I look forward to talking with some of you.
Alrighty, okay, bye everyone.
Bye everyone.